Oh, you're good. You're good. Look at that. Timber!
Yeehaw! We're Molly and Dylan. Over the last 6 years, we've been building DIY furniture and documenting the process. At the beginning of 2021, we bought our first house on 5 acres and have been slowly mixing in home videos while renovating and making it our home. Our property is mostly wooded with a ton of brush, and our goal is to clear the land of the mess so we can see from the house all the way to the tree line on the back of the property. Do you see anything big, blue, and ugly? Because I do.
Yeah, so we bought this giant 40-foot long, 9.5-foot tall shipping container about 6 months ago. We always sort of had an idea that we're going to do something cool with it, but we've just sort of set it right in the middle of our yard, and it turns out that wasn't necessarily the best idea. It's quite the eyesore, and it's not in the ideal location. So today we started a project that we wanted to do for a really long time, which is create an off-grid workshop on the back of our property so that A, we can enjoy the back of our property, but B, we can set up a sawmill, which is coming to the channel hopefully in the next couple of months, which is going to be really cool. So we need to get this thing moved about 2 acres that way, and we currently can't even walk back there. So first things first, we need to do some site prep. We need to figure out a way to actually get to the back of the property and figure out where the heck we want to actually put this thing.
So we have a little bit of time this weekend to start this project, so we're going to see what we can do. Ready?
Let's warm up the tractor and get started, because every great project starts with a tractor.
Heck yeah. I'm a tractor girl now.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Good. Good. If anyone has any suggestions for indestructible dog toys, or you're a company out there that has indestructible dog toys, we have a candidate for you to test that theory, because Luna has a way of just absolutely destroying everything that's supposed to be quote-unquote indestructible. It's gone within seconds. You know, all those Kong toys?
Gone.
Gone. Immediately. Torn in half. She's got some razor-sharp teeth, and she's already tearing this up. Give me that. Give me that. You already tore its ear off. That was half a second. Girl, why don't you just enjoy it? Why did you tear his ear off? That was literally 10 seconds. Oh, it's had a little trouble this morning. Kind of like me getting up this morning.
Honestly.
All right, let's fire up the lane shark and see what this thing's got. Well, this is where things are going to get interesting. Handles quite a bit of brush. Seems to work best if you just sort of mash down on this taller stuff. You can really start mulching it up. Taking out the elephant ears. Some decent sized saplings now. Like it's nothing. What's great about this thing is you can really start to mulch stuff up. What's there not to love? I mean, come on. Look at this thing. Best purchase we've ever made. talking about, sweetie.
Right? Good job.
I think it's your turn to have some fun.
Okay.
I got the initial path done. We're basically where we kind of need to be, but there's obviously a lot more out here. You know what? That went pretty darn quick, but I underestimated how much of this there is back here. Like it's gonna take a while, even though this one path didn't really take that long.
Yeah.
Like look at all that. That is just super dense right there.
Right.
I want to get all that cleared out.
That didn't take long at all. I'm glad I got all my Christmas decorations yesterday because they're taking down all the little pines.
Well, you know, they're sucking life away from the big pines, so
So
gotta go.
is this the area or is it back here?
Well, I don't really know. It's hard to tell when it's not clear at all. So I think the best thing we should do is just kind of clear up to that oak tree there and to that pine tree there and just get this area opened up. And around here,
because regardless, we want this open, like around this oak tree.
This is like probably one of the healthiest, nicest oak trees we have on the property. So I want to get it cleaned up and, you know, thriving. So we'll get this area cleaned up and then see what it looks like. Another thing on this to-do list for this weekend is Molly and I need to wrap up some last-minute Christmas gifts. If you're a DIYer, I'm sure you can relate. We have some scraps we want to turn into some inexpensive, really nice Christmas gifts, and it couldn't have come at a better time because we actually just got this in the mail. This is the Atomstack A20 Pro. They're actually sponsoring this video and they provided us this laser engraver. This is a 20-watt laser diode engraver / cutter. Now that we're in that 20-watt range, we can actually do some cutting. And Molly and I have been wanting a laser for a long time, so when Atomstack reached out, we were like, of course, you know, we want to try it out. They just asked us, you know, if we're willing to show it in a video and see what we think about it. So today we're going to be knocking out some of those last-minute Christmas gifts, just a few things out to get out of the way. This is a step up from your basic laser diode engraver. Because this is 20 watts, this thing can do some serious cutting. And because it can cut, this actually comes with air assist built in. So we have this separate box over here that's going to help clear the material and provide much cleaner cuts. It also comes with a honeycomb bed and a lot of other various features that makes this a step above some of the more budget-friendly options. And with that 20 watts, you are able to cut up to 15 millimeter thick wood, which is nearly ½ of an inch, or might actually be a bit more than ½ of an inch, in one single pass, which is pretty incredible. And these machines are capable of both laser engraving and cutting a variety of materials, so we are going to try some of that out today. And if you're interested in getting one of these lasers or just learning more about it, there'll be links in the description below. But yeah, we're excited to try it out. Let's get to making some last-minute Christmas gifts. All right, now for the moment of truth. Get to see the big reveal. Just using some very basic furniture butter from Walrus Oil here. Let's see how some of these turn out. So this is actually a kind of a coaster, but it's got a sentimental photo on it for one of our family members. It's so cool how these things can basically rasterize an image and more or less print an image on wood. Right, set that one aside. Obviously we're going to make some more of those. And then here's a very cool sort of ring holder for some friends of ours. This is made from walnut and have their initials, a little Woodbrew sign back there. That's one of the really cool things about having a laser is being able to customize stuff, and especially, you know, make plaques and things to go on bigger furniture and stuff like that, to be able to, you know, incorporate some branding. Look how good that looks. You know, for as inexpensive as these machines are, you can make some really cool stuff. Do we just pour it? Oh, that's gonna be too much. Dylan. Well, we can let that soak in for the next 3 days.
Wrap it up just before Christmas.
Yep. Man, look how nice that looks. I love the line of sapwood, just a natural line of sapwood to bring some color variation into this. It's super nice. All right, we're going for it. Well guys, there you have it. I've got a handful of Christmas gifts sort of wrapped up. I've been making these kind of off camera over the last week or so, and now with the laser engraver, I've been able to customize them. Turn out freaking amazing. I'm very, very happy with this, and I know hopefully everyone who receives one will be happy with it too. But thank you Atomstack for sponsoring this video, and thank you for the amazing laser engraver. Molly and I are gonna have lots of fun with that. We've really wanted one for quite a while, and I have no complaints with this one. I mean, again, barely used it, but hey, look at the results. So simple to use.
Products coming to the shop soon.
Yeah, Molly thinks we need to start selling these things. So what do you think? Comment down below. Do you like these things? Little ring holder action, you know? Super cute, customizable. Who knows? Let's get back to clearing some land.
We've been out here maybe 30 or 40 minutes and we already have that much cleared out. I was also just talking about this on our Instagram stories, but we have never walked this area or been to this area on our property, so this is going to be so exciting to have this area cleared out and be able to actually use it, because we have 5 acres and we've hardly been able to use any of it because of how dense and just like a mess the property is. So we're gonna be super happy when we can do everything that we want to do on this property. You're a lot more, or I should say I'm a lot
less aggressive
and more dainty with it.
Well, I've learned, if you're gonna own big equipment like this, might as well use it hard.
True.
So sometimes you have to find the limit, you know, sometimes. I don't think I've found it yet with this thing so far. I mean, the thing with this is that it has safety release valves, so pretty much can't overdo it. Like, it'll pretty much just stop the motor and then you have to restart it, or not the motor of the tractor, but stop the hydraulic flow to it. So yeah, I mean, so far I've just been going for it, you know.
We've never been back here.
I know. We've literally never probably stood right
I've talked about it. I was like, we've never been to this part of our property.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years we've owned this property, and we've probably never walked right here. We've walked over there in the ditch and back there, and that's been the extent. I was going to say extinct. Extent of what we've done.
Yeah.
But look at how big this is. Like, we were talking about putting the shipping container over there, but now I'm thinking we should put it here. There's so much room. Like, if we took, here's my thoughts now. If we took just these 2 pine trees out right there, that one needs to go anyway because it's in the canopy of this big oak tree that we actually care about. And then there's a topped pine tree next to it. So we'd only have to take out like 1 good pine tree, and we could put it right over there and have a lean-to on that side to park equipment under and everything, and our workshop over here.
Works for me.
And it would be long ways.
Yeah, so you just back it straight up.
Yeah, you just drive straight in, and then my goal would be is to be able to drive kind of straight through the lean-to almost and turn around.
Yeah.
So Molly has been asking me to teach her how to use a chainsaw, 1, but 2, how to fell a tree or fall a tree. So we have these 2 tiny little pine trees right here. It'll be great candidates for her to learn on. And so, yeah, you ready to figure this out?
Yeah.
Starting off with a chainsaw, very small electric chainsaw. So that 1, it's easy to hold, and 2, we can hear each other while we're doing it. We don't need hearing protection with this. You should be wearing chaps, which you aren't, but we'll ignore that for now. It's a very small thing, so we'll be careful this time. But gotta have your eyes, and if you're running the gas saw, you gotta have your ears, okay? And then you gotta have your wits. That's maybe the 3rd thing. Your wits, okay?
What's your wits?
Your wits says you gotta be paying attention to everything all the time.
Oh.
And you also gotta have a safe place to cut from. Never get yourself entrapped in a place just because you're too lazy to clear a little area around. So the first thing you're gonna do, learning how to use a saw, is take out the few little saplings that are around it so that you can get in there and be nice and comfortable when you're doing it. So you got a brake, okay? So unlock is pull towards you. That actually allows the chain to go. Forward, it won't.
Okay.
This is a kickback feature, and so that's the way that is. And then always, 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 always make sure you have bar oil.
Okay.
Very important. And a sharp chain.
Do we?
Yes.
Okay.
And the sharp chain you may or may not have, so just we'll figure that part out.
Okay. Great.
All right.
All right. Oh, okay.
If you would have cut from the other way, probably would have failed.
For everybody who thought I was a girly girl, sorry to disappoint.
Right.
Woo!
Timber!
You got
you have
the
to
branch on you. Timber! Hey, I need that branch for my Christmas decorations with the pine cones on it.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut a notch first, okay?
Okay.
And there are multiple different ways to do this. So I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest one, and that is to start with your angled down cut. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to take a wedge out of your tree. And if you look at this tree, okay, we want to take about 1/3 of the material out. If you see that this tree is leaning already this way,
Yeah.
luckily we can actually take it that way.
Okay.
But because the tree's already leaning so far that way, we don't want to take a lot of material out with our wedge because it could blow out the back into what's called a barber chair and split backwards and it can come back at you. So we really don't need to take out that much. But the general rule of thumb is to take 1/3 of the width. So if you look at the whole tree and come in about 1/3 of the way, this is also how you're going to aim the tree. So if you look on the side of your saw right there, you see that line that goes across the plate, across the Makita sign? There's that line. Yep. That line is how you line up where the tree is going to fall. So you look down at like sights and you aim the tree. On a tree this small and leaning, it's pretty much going to go where you want it to go anyway. But on bigger trees, it's even more important. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you
I don't
on this
understand
first.
that,
I'm
but
going to show
okay.
you this first one. on the little one, and then I'm gonna let you do the bigger one.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? Okay. So a lot of people like to come in this way, and the reason they like to come in this way is because it's easy to align it, and I am one of those people. It's easy to cut like this, and then align it.
Okay.
So, like, for instance, I can cut this way, and it would be aiming like that, okay? Versus like this, like that. So even though the angle may be the same, the direction of the angle on the tree varies. Now you can do it this way, and sometimes it's easier to start this way and then turn and look at your saw. And so I'm going to show you that way, because that way can be easier when you're starting out, because you have more control over the saw like this. The steeper the angle, the longer the tree is going to fall before it breaks off. So what's going to happen here is we're going to make a wedge, and I'll show you the wedge first, and this will make more sense. But then when we come in with our back cut, that wedge is going to close, right? And so as the tree falls, the angle closes, and when it hits the base, that's when the tree breaks off. So if you do a super steep angle like this, it's got a long way to go before it closes.
Right.
On something like this, it's already leaning. We don't really need it to close a lot. If it was leaning, if we were trying to make it go that way, our cut needs to be super steep, because the tree needs to go up to straight and then beyond straight before it hits and closes. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do it roughly like a 45-degree angle. Okay, so I've got it in the tree, and I can just stop now, okay? And I can come this way and I can look. And if you look over here, you can see these sights. I've kind of nailed it. It's pretty much exactly what I want. So come over here and take a look at what I'm looking at. These sights right here are going just that way, right where we want them to. And if I look, I can take this out and I can look, and I'm about a third of the way in. If you look on the side of the tree, I've roughly cut about a third of the way. This face cut needs to be more or less perpendicular to the tree. It needs to be pretty flat, because it can be angled too, but again, if it's angled down, the further the tree has to fall before it closes. Also, what we want to do is make sure that we hit our corners, because if we don't and we cut too deep or too low or whatever, because we've cut this angle first and established our direction, if we miss this, then we've changed the direction the tree falls. So what I like to do on a bigger tree is I like to come in here and I like to make a mark like this, so that I can see right where that needs to end. And then I would do the same thing on this side. Piece right there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this cut across here. Now I can go like this, I can go like this, which is much easier to see what you're doing, because you want to be able to see this other side. Your goal is to hit that mark, right? So I can even sort of trace my way around the tree, and that helps you on a bigger tree a lot more than it does on a smaller tree. So I'm just going to cut straight across there and connect the two dots. Alright, now we've got our wedge, and if you look in here, what's really important is that wedge is perfectly cut across there. You don't want any little hangers or little pieces interfering. Oftentimes it's a good idea to come in here and just simply just touch that up, because what can happen is if there's a piece higher in here on one side or the other, as the tree falls, that can hang up and then it can twist the tree and make it miss where you want it to go in the first place. So it's important that that back corner back there is nice and clean. And now we're going to do our back cut. The back cut is what's going to actually make the tree fall, right?
Yeah.
So as we come in and cut this, it's going to make the tree fall. The material that we leave in there, we don't cut all the way through. The material we leave in there is called the hinge wood. The hinge wood is what holds the tree as it's falling. You want that to be there, because if you don't, the tree's just going to fall anyway at once. You want it to hold so it keeps it going in the direction that you want. You also ideally want the hinge wood to be the same width across, so that it's holding consistently. That's why if you ever see like pros cutting trees down, you'll see them stay with the tree as it's falling and cut a little on one side or the other, they're adjusting their hinge wood as it's falling to make it fall exactly where they want. With a tree like this, doesn't matter as much. But again, with a bigger tree, all this stuff matters a lot more. It's magnified. But you never, ever, 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 ever cut through your hinge wood. It doesn't matter if the tree's not falling. It doesn't matter if you're in a bad situation. If you cut through the hinge wood, you've lost all control. If you cut all the way through, it's going to go whatever direction it wants to go. So the back cut is important to be parallel to this cut. I wouldn't want to be like this, right? I want to be parallel to it, and I ideally want to be ever so slightly higher on the back side than the front. Again, good idea on a big tree. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to make a mark. Okay, I made a mark, and also scoring the bark like that can help keep this from hanging up and breaking and twisting at the end. So actually scoring the edge of your tree like that can help it go down straighter and smoother. I'm going to start cutting, and I'll stop just a little ways in. Okay, so as you can see, right here we have basically less than a third of this left on the hinge wood. I could probably push this over. Yeah, I think it would go. But what's better is you just sort of nibble this away. And if you look, I thought on a big tree, it's important to see this gap here, see how much I have hinge wood. I can walk to the other side of the tree, see how much I have. Ideally you walk on the back side of the tree, not in front of the tree. And it's actually cut not as deep on that side, so I'm going to make sure that I go a little deeper on that other side. It's ready to go. So I felt it sort of lean that way, and look, it's going on its own. I'm going to give it a little bit of a tickle.
Oh no, it's going, it's going, it's going.
A little tickle.
It's going.
Now look at here. This is what I was talking about, the hinge wood. You see how that's nice and consistent across there? Mm-hmm. This fiber sticking up, the part that tore, that's what held it. That's what kept it going in that straight line. If you look down that on the camera, that is exactly where those sites were. That's how you fall a tree. You ready to move on to the bigger boy over here? It's your turn.
Yeah.
All right, you're up.
I already forgot what I was supposed to do first.
Gotta cut your notch first.
Oh yeah. 45 degrees.
Oh, that works.
I need a good footing.
Yeah,
I'm scared. I just go until a third of the tree.
Yeah, just go a little bit and stop, and then just check it out. You know, you don't have to do it all at once perfect. Is I want you to stop now, keep the saw all the way in there, all the way down. Walk around to the back and see if you're aimed where you want to be. Make sure it's all the way seated. See that?
Yeah.
Gotta be
Yeah.
right where you want to be?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going then. Now you gotta make that connecting cut here on your face cut.
So I should mark it like...
Yeah, it's a good idea to mark it, just so that you can see, you know.
Like that?
You know, and kind of come this way with it. Make it come around the tree a bit so you can see. Okay. Okay. Now, I want you to get right in here so that you can see this straight on, because you want to be able to see both sides of that as you make that cut.
Should I just go for it?
Just go for it. This side, this is the side here. Okay, yeah. So this is good. I can show you this. These are the types of things that can hang up and cause issues. And see how this isn't level? You kind of dove down.
Oops.
So that's another thing to watch out for. That's going to make the tree want to kind of roll off the thing. Whereas if you had connected this dot right here, it would have been level. But it's your first time doing it, and you're going to do that even the 20th time you do it. So clean this up here by just coming down, and then just check your angle again and make sure it's not way off. Oh, you're good. You're good. Look at that. Timber!
Yeehaw! I think my heart rate is like
Your hinge is perfect.
200.
couldn't even get the camera off the tripod and you're already
See?
Oh, you're just getting your Christmas thing.
Getting my Christmas decor.
The whole reason you wanted to learn how to use a chainsaw is to cut a tree down for a branch.
Yeah, now I just need to chop it up and make it look like logs. Firewood.
Make it look like a log? 'Cause
No,
it is logs.
firewood. So I can stack it up and it'll be cute.
Oh my goodness, it smells good.
I know, it smells like Christmas.
You did a great job.
Honey, I'm home.
I only had like a handful of hours to get some stuff done today. Thought, why not get started on this kind of dream project of ours. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the drone. Because,
Heck yeah.
Just from looking at it on the screen on our phones flying around, I think it's going to add a lot to these videos. So, thank you all for,
Suggesting it.
Suggesting it over and over. We finally broke down and bought one. We were terrified we were going to crash it. We still might, but we didn't in the first video. So
Almost did.
Hope you enjoyed the drone footage, at least while it lasts.
Yeah, and welcome to our winter project.
Yeah, and Molly got an unexpected lesson on tree felling. So I think today was a successful day. Hope you all enjoyed this it's kind of an impromptu video for us because we just thought, you know what, let's take some of our Sunday and get out there and do some stuff we've been trying to get to for a while now. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you doing? Because we don't ever ask anyone to subscribe, and we probably should. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest it because we got some cool stuff coming.
Yeah, and also if this video is out before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas.
Yes. And a happy holidays and all the good things. But if you look over here, there's a trailer over here under some tarps. That is a project coming in February. That is going to be an insanely awesome overlanding camper build. So if you're into those sorts of things, you're going to want to stick around. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all the love and support.
Yes.
And we'll see you in a few days with another video. See ya.